Going on to you, um, Taurus out here. Hopefully, y'all are having a good day. Excuse me. So, for you, Taurus, you actually have the Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. Interesting. Um, the way that some of you Taurus may be looking at it, once again, right? Like a lot of you Taurus have really learned to look out for yourself. Uh, you know, you Taurus can be put up there to be everybody else's puppet, and everybody else is like, whenever it is that they need somebody to take any kind of any kind of messed up situations, they call you. Um, and I know that sounds messed up. They like you, you know what I'm saying? Let me be more clear. They like you. But the thing is that they also see you as a person that will do anything for love. So they see you basically as like a sucker for love, a person who will pretty much do whatever it takes, no matter what, unfortunately, as long as a person likes you or loves you. And that's not the case. That's never really been the case. It's just that for you, Taurus, it's what it's been is that it's a lot of it times it's been a matter of you understand that doing things that you don't necessarily want to do all the time, especially when it comes to significant other, is just a demonstration about how it is that you love them, right? It's not really a huge deal or a big deal, but they want to make it into a big deal, right? There's some people in the comment section that say things like, "Oh, well, da 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 da," right? They're missing the mark. And what I mean by that is, let me explain myself. When I say learning how to be a little bit more selfish, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about it from a perspective of be like everybody else, be an NPC robot. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is understanding when you're getting a bad deal. Some people out here, a lot of people out here are just not good options. So an example of this is like some of the things that I look for in a mate. I look for good character, right? What I mean when I say good character, they're honest, they tell the truth, they're hardworking. That's something a lot of people can't get over. And it's like, well, first and foremost, I know that it works because I watch my mom work, I watch my sister work. They don't complain. My sister's at work right now. They don't complain. They don't complain over the fact that they have to work. They don't complain. They don't. A lot of the times you try to date, right? Because I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. My family is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times when we came here to mainland America, it was so odd to be seeing a group of hard back, you know what I'm saying? And I have to say hard back because that would be a term that my mother herself would use. Hard back grown-ups talking about I don't want to work. And it's like it's weird for me because it's like, who cares if you don't want to work? If you don't work, you don't eat. Like, how are you surviving? Like, what are you talking about? You don't want to work, right? And so the situation with that is that what we talking about is um you're learning how to spot good options from not very good options, and understanding when a good option is around and not a very good option is the thing that you Taurus are learning to do. That's what I mean when I say selfish, right? Because there was a point in time when I used to go out and date and spend money on like restaurants. It wasn't expensive. That spending money, that leading with restaurant, that does not work. What worked for me is saying up front, listen, I'm not going to spend any money on you until I really get to know you. That literally worked for me. It's been working for me consistently, and it will continue to work no matter if I say it out loud, because that's what it is that I'm looking for. Because all of the spending and going out and hanging out, they use that as a shield to say, okay, well, now I'm going to use you. Okay, you want to go out and all that, right? Well, now I'm going to use you. Now I'm going to use that 1950s, really 1960s tactic as a means of, or excuse me, 1950s, excuse me, tactic of, since you want to lead with the going out, now everything is caught up and locked up. You're not going to get anything because you want to do the formal thing. You want to do the, so, but it was only until, my dear Taurus, is when I was like, listen, I'm not going to spend money. I'm not going to be out here spending money and I'm the one sticking my neck out, and all it is and I'm getting is difficulties and combativeness. And a lot of this stuff, and truth be told, a lot of this stuff is for no reason. I'm over here trying to take you out thinking, you know what I'm saying, that you know, you like me and I like you, and I'm trying to do the right thing here because I ain't tripping out about having romantic fun, and yet you want me to lead that way. You want me to lead with that. So it was only until I was like, okay, fine, well, that's what it is and I'm going to do. Not because I'm trying to necessarily come through, run roughshod and dip, but because just to not be used. I didn't really care about the result, whether or not I got some per se, because I know eventually that's going to happen. I'm not worried about that. What I was thinking about is defensive. I was thinking about being defensive. How can I preserve my own integrity and dignity? And that's what it is that you, Taurus, are learning to do. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you, Taurus, learning how to be selfish and all of that and run roughshod like these people, because this is what it is I'm trying to tell you, Taurus, to not do. And the reason why is because proverbially, right, metaphorically speaking, they're going down with the sinking ship. There's tons of people who get online every day. You're seeing more and more videos of people every day complaining about how they can't get anybody to take them seriously because they played everybody, and people don't take them seriously anymore because they just running around playing games all the time. And so the situation with that is that you're glad that you, Taurus, actually are able to learn from that. The Two of Swords, however, represents a lot of people are in for a rude awakening because they're not looking at someone who is oblivious to what could happen, right? And then not only that too, but a lot of people admit to using people for dates. Like, people don't have integrity would stop a person from doing something like that. Like integrity and decency, they would be thinking to themselves, you know what? I could use this person, but I'm not going to use this person for a date. You want to know how I know that? There's been plenty of times where I could have used people for things, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. I could, but I'm not going to. And the thing about it is that, again, the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, right? Like, you, Taurus, show integrity. You show dignity. You doing it now, right? You're doing it now. Because what it is that you, Taurus, are demonstrating is that, like, the lie that people make it seem like they have to do it, and that it out here, you got to do it, you don't have a choice. You're showing, what you're demonstrating from your own decency, Taurus, is that no, you don't have to do it. Other people are just low lives, and they don't want to accept they're low life. They're a low life. See, everybody wants to make it seem as if they're king and queens, but the king and queens are actually making themselves, the king, queens, princes, and princesses and all of that are actually revealing themselves. All the people who are doing right is actually showing other people up, because now it's, when things get difficult, can you still maintain your integrity and your dignity? Can you figure a way out through the difficult times, through the hard times, without having to use and treat people like garbage? And what you're seeing is, with the pressure, the times getting harder, the pressure that's being put on, which is pressure, you're seeing that all the people who, well, I had to do it and I had no choice. It's like, coming to find out, it's like, not only did you did have a choice, you're a low life. And they somewhere with their hands up like, Yeah, I am kind of a lowlife, aren't I? Yeah. Because the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands represents how you Taurus how come y'all don't do any of the stuff that they be doing? How come you Taurus don't lie and run around like lying in relationships, do all this set of lying and all that? How come y'all don't do that? Like, if think about it, right? This is what I'm trying to show you how lame it is. If that's like a thing that you can't control, what makes you Taurus different? If it's something that a person or people can't control, that would mean that they have no control over it, right? They would have to do it. But yet somehow you Taurus have managed to be different. And so you have the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Swords. And so this is a situation for you Taurus where, you know, other people are playing like they got some sort of situation that they got against you, but you Taurus know what type of time it is, which is what? The Devil card is fake. A lot of what you Taurus are also realizing too, or what you should realize, is that the little goofy nonsense that people be having with you, a lot of that stuff is fake. And I've talked about this before, like, and I'll openly talk about it because I talk about the good side of me, the not so good side of me. I have tons of people who I would have loved to date upset with me. I'm talking about for years. I'm gonna look straight at the camera when I say this. They can't tell you why they're upset with me. They can't tell you why, because there is no such thing as to why they're upset. They're hyenas. They wanted to make something out of nothing, right? So that they can have an excuse to not get along with me, which is stupid, because why would you want to do something stupid like that? But whatever. And so now it's like they're still in their own la la land. Okay, do whatever, right? Right? A lot of them are getting by on someone else's dime and time and all of that. But then you have the Knight of Cups and the Four of Swords. And so this is about how you Taurus, you have too much dignity. You have too much like pride for that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You have too much for that. You have too much pride for that. And so the thing is that the Four of Swords right here represents how a lot of you Taurus, the Four of Swords represents them, right? But it also represents how you Taurus are understanding that no is just as important as accepting a relationship. Because when you say no, it's also about what you're not willing to accept. So it either lowers your value, it either reveals what you're willing to accept or not willing to accept. I don't accept people coming into my life being a poor option. I'll give them a chance, but once I see after a little while that they a poor option, I will leave them. I did it 2 or 3 weeks ago. I left someone 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, 1.5, somewhere around there. Left them. Because every time they see me, they poking their hand out, let me get some money. And I already told the person about that. Like, yo, I only gave you that 10 spot just as a donation. This is not a regular thing. You have a husband. Go holler at your husband. I'm not your husband. Go holler at your husband. Dang, whatever. Person will get upset. And I did it a second time. I'm doing it a second time because I'm just like, don't make this thing a reoccurring thing. Person tried to come at me again, like 2 weeks ago, not 1.5, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. I got rid of that person. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna excommunicate you from my life. I'm gonna excommunicate you from my life because I'm not rocking with you anymore. And so what I did is that I cut them off. I stopped talking to them, blocked them, stopped talking to them, because I'm like, this person is constantly like asking. It's at a point where they're begging, and that's not good, because you shouldn't be begging with husband, right? Like, and then you at the mercy of strangers, because what is this exactly? Like, I'm not paying for anything. I'm not paying for anything. Once again, this is a donation. This is not a steady stream of income, and I'm not giving. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. It's not. And so it's like, what is going on? And so it became like a begging situation, and I'm like, so let's clarify the four swords, right? So that's what I mean when I say good options. Like, once you see that a person is on that, you got to leave them alone. So you have the Six of Cups, Six of Wands, Page of Swords, King of Swords, Two of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. These people, see, this is what I'm talking about. They like you, Taurus. They know that you're a good option. They know this. But they also want to use you as, like, putting you on the chopping block, meaning that if anything like bad happens, they'll put you out there to handle that, or to shield them from you. That's not you, Taurus's job. Unless these people are doing that for you, that's not you, Taurus's job. Y'all are not supposed to be. Y'all got to stop putting yourselves out here to just be used by people. That ain't the move. And so here they are trying to bring their sorry behinds back, right? Trying to save face, trying to make it seem like you're the situation, something wrong with you. And the King of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, you're able to articulate them down. A lot of you Taurus were able to let them know, like, hey, if that's the case, then what's up with such and such? And then at that point, they just look stupid, because they know that you Taurus have a point. They wildin'. They want to do all types of stupidness, running around, being stupid, and you Taurus calling them out on it. Now it's like, well, what happened? Well, then let them do what it is that they feel like they want to. That's their fault, not yours. That's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. I'm at 25,000, coming up on 900 subs. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you Taurus want to come through and get a personal reading from me, come through. The link to that is in the comment section below. The link to tarot readings, my books that are on Amazon, as well as the Kareemspiritworks clothing. It is starting to get cold over here, so it's not cold like that, but it's starting to get cold over here. So y'all gonna see my Kareemspiritworks clothes pretty soon.